Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates.
British Indian politician Rishi Sunak is leading the race to become the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. And it is this success story of an immigrant that flagged off his leadership campaign.
Let me tell you a story about a young woman almost a lifetime ago who boarded a plane armed with hope for a better life and the love of her family. This young woman came to Britain, where she managed to find a job, but it took her nearly a year to save enough money for her husband and children to follow her. One of those children was my mother, aged 15. My mum studied hard and got the qualifications to become a pharmacist. She met my dad, an NHS GP, and they settled in Southampton. Their story didn't end there, but that is where my story began. Family is everything to me, and my family gave me opportunities they could only dream of.
You do talk a lot about our story, the story of the British Indian. So my question to you, Mr. Sunak, is, would we, sooner rather than later, see a British Indian become the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? And will this be you?
Ruhi, your last question, my story is the story of so many others like me in this country. It's the story of our shared community and values. My story was only possible because lots of people came before me, right? And whether it was my parents or lots of others or grandparents and lots of others who broke down all the barriers and endured things that I didn't have to endure and paved the way for my generation to be able to go and do these things. We need to make sure that that's not the end of the British Indian story, right? There's lots more we can achieve, there's lots more we can do, and that's why I'm really excited about the future.
At a diaspora event, Sunak promised to do more for India-UK relations.
I will work hard to make you proud, because I know I have a responsibility to represent not just my family's hopes and dreams, but the hopes and dreams of so much of our diaspora. So I want to take this opportunity to thank my parents, but also the countless others whose struggle broke down the door for my generation to walk through. Thank you. Those values don't just define our past, they point the way to our future. Because ultimately, however strong our shared history, those of us who care about the relationship between the country of our origin and the nation we call home must avoid falling into the trap of nostalgia. India isn't looking to the past, and nor can we. We need to move forward. Because the UK does not have a natural right to sit at the table with one of the world's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic economies. We must earn it.
As in any Indian immigrant family, Rishi Sunak says that education too was a priority in his home. He studied in a private school and then went on to University of Oxford before moving to United States to study at Stanford University, where he met Akshata Murthy, the daughter of Infosys founder Narayan Murthy and author Sudha Murthy. The two got married in Bangalore in 2009. Akshata Murthy's net worth is about £500 million, and recently her non-dom status created a massive controversy in the United Kingdom. Non-dom means that Akshata was legally able to avoid paying taxes on her overseas income in Britain. But this did not go well with British taxpayers, who were quite angry, especially with the rising cost of living here in England. And Rishi Sunak's reputation also took a massive dent. Akshata Murthy came out after that and said that she will now begin to pay taxes on her overseas income. And even though Rishi Sunak tries to distance himself from his wife's dealing, he has been repeatedly and constantly being forced to face a barrage of questions from the press and criticism from the public.
Now in the race to become the next Tory leader, support for Sunak is on a rise.
We need a leader who can win. And the reality is, the polling shows only Rishi can beat Labour. Only Rishi can win with the support of Leave voters and Remain voters. Only Rishi can win in the north and in the south, in the blue wall and the red wall. He's got the economic leadership. He's got the values to bring us all together. And he's the only one that can win.
I'm voting for Rishi Sunak to be the next Prime Minister. I know all of the candidates, excellent candidates, and I think that Rishi Sunak is the best placed of all of them to take this country through difficult times. I've seen him working up close in some of the most difficult and challenging circumstances this country has faced in peacetime, and I know that he's got the character, he's got the experience, and he's got the plan to get us through, and then to go on and win a general election.
I am prepared to give everything I have in service to our nation, to restore trust, rebuild our economy, and reunite the country. I want to have a grown-up conversation where I can tell you the truth. A better future is not given, it is earned. That is why I am standing to be the next leader of the Conservative Party and your Prime Minister.
Rishi Sunak is fighting an uphill battle, and it is too early to know if the doors of number 10 will open for the first ever British Indian Prime Minister in the United Kingdom. But one thing is for sure, that Rishi Sunak has definitely changed the political landscape here in Britain. And as he told me earlier, this is not the end of the British Indian story, but perhaps only the beginning. This is Ruhi Khan in London for Motor Story.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.